Calm is a weapon. Calm is not passive. Calm is not soft. Calm is not weakness. Calm is a weapon. And once you understand how to use it, very few things in this world will shake you again. Most people associate calm with comfort, with safety, with ease. That's wrong. Real calm is forged under pressure. It is built in chaos. It is maintained when everything around you is trying to pull you off balance. That's the key. Anyone can be calm when nothing is happening. That requires no discipline. But staying calm when you are challenged, when you are criticized, when you are rushed, disrespected, or threatened, that is power. Because calm does something most people can't do under stress. It allows you to think. And the person who thinks clearly while others react emotionally always has the advantage. Always. Look at high-pressure situations, a negotiation, a confrontation, a crisis. One person raises their voice, speeds up, gets emotional. The other slows down, speaks less, listens more. Who controls the room? Not the loud one, not the emotional one, the calm one. Calm creates imbalance in your favor. The emotional person feels exposed. They feel out of control. They feel like they're losing ground, so they push harder. And the calmer you stay, the more unstable they become. That's not manipulation. That's discipline. You have a choice. You can add fuel to emotional fire, or you can remove oxygen. Calm removes oxygen. Think about leadership. The leaders people trust most are not frantic. They are not reactive. They are not constantly explaining themselves. They are steady, even when things go wrong, especially when things go wrong, because panic spreads faster than solutions. Calm contains panic, and containment is authority. That's the key. If you want to be respected, if you want to be taken seriously, if you want to command presence, you must master calm. Not fake calm, not silence filled with tension. Real calm, the kind that comes from emotional control. Here's the truth. People don't follow emotions, they follow stability. When you are calm, people project strength onto you, even if you say very little. When you react emotionally, people sense weakness, even if your argument is right. That's not fair, but it's real. So, let's get practical. How do you use calm as a weapon? First, you slow your physical response. Emotion shows up in the body first. Tight chest, shallow breathing, tense jaw. If you control the body, you control the emotion. That's not theory, that's physiology. So when pressure hits, slow your breathing, lower your voice, reduce your movements. You don't need their permission to take space. You don't need their permission to pause. That pause sends a signal to them and to you. I am not rushed. I am not threatened. I am in control. That's power. Second, you reduce your words. Emotional people talk more. They explain more. They justify more. Calm people speak with precision. They don't rush to fill silence. They don't argue every point. They don't chase validation. It's not about being quiet. It's about being deliberate. That's the key. When you speak less, your words carry more weight. When you speak slower, people listen harder. Silence is not emptiness, it's pressure. And pressure, when controlled, is a weapon. Third, you detach from outcomes. Most emotional reactions come from attachment. Attachment to being right. Attachment to being liked. Attachment to winning the moment. Detachment restores clarity. You stop asking, how do I feel about this? And you start asking, what is the smartest move here? It's not about ego, it's about discipline. You don't need to win the argument, you need to preserve control. You don't need to convince everyone, You need to stay grounded. That's calm. Let's look at a real-world example. Someone disrespects you publicly. Most people react immediately. They defend, they snap back, they escalate, and now the situation is bigger than it needed to be. But the calm person pauses. They look, they breathe, they respond, if they respond at all, later. And what happens? The other person looks unstable, overreactive, emotional. Calm exposes chaos. That's why it's threatening. That's why people try to provoke it out of you. They want you emotional because that's when you're weakest. You have a choice. You can give them what they want, or you can deny them access. Calm denies access. This does not mean you tolerate disrespect forever. It means you choose the timing and the manner of response. Delayed response is strategic response, and strategy beats impulse every time. The faster you react, the more power you give away. The calmer you remain, the more power you accumulate. Say it again. The calmer you remain, the more power you accumulate. Now here's the uncomfortable part. At first, calm feels unnatural. You will feel like you're losing, like you should say more, like you should do something now. That's withdrawal. You're breaking the addiction to reaction. And like all withdrawals, it's uncomfortable. But if you stay with it, if you keep choosing calm, something changes. Your nervous system adapts, your mind slows, your confidence stabilizes. You stop being easily shaken. And when you stop being easily shaken, life treats you differently. People test less. Disrespect decreases. Opportunities increase. Because calm signals competence. That's the key. So here is your instruction. For the next phase of your life, treat calm as a non-negotiable standard. Not optional, not situational, a standard. When things go wrong, calm. When people provoke, calm. When pressure rises, calm. Not because you are passive, but because you are in control. You don't need their permission to stay calm. You don't need their permission to take your time. Calm is yours. You've learned that emotions are not you. You've learned that reaction is weakness. Now you understand that calm is not just defense, it's offense. It is a weapon you carry everywhere. And once you learn to wield it, very few people will ever outmaneuver you again. But there is one more layer to mastery, because calm alone is not enough if you keep handing your emotional state to other people. You've mastered reaction. You've sharpened calm. Now it's time to cut the final cord.